which is places that involves you expanding into Russia and Hungary under all three of your website models. You will achieve a combined revenue of 261 million in 2009, and this will increase to 1,010 million by 2014. This assumes makes assumptions about the population of Russia, its internet penetration rate and the growth, as well as some specific assumptions about each of the website models, which I'll be happy to cover in more detail in question and answer. We have made a similar forecast for expansion into Hungary. The values added to your company are not as significant as the Russian expansion, mainly because the population size is smaller. However, you will still gain 46 million in 2009, and this will increase to 125 million by 2014. So looking at the major expense breakdown, this includes staffing expenses for each of the new websites that we plan to set up, as well as a heavy spending on marketing in the year of introduction. This will be 40% of the total revenues for the Blockit and InfoJob site models, and 50% for the Fin model. We've also separately accounted for office space expenses and another category of general costs that's estimated at 20% of revenues from each site. This will add a value of 5.5 billion krona to the value of your company. Now moving on to the second arm of our strategy, people, which involves new research team and new initiatives. This will add 28 million to your revenue in 2009, and this will increase to 54 million by 2014. For this, we assume that the student population is approximately 20% of the population, and 30% of them will use your site, become familiar with your site. And this allows for an acceptable level of cannibalization. For the lady-oriented sites, we assume that you will increase your revenue by 23 million in 2009, and this will move on to 45 million in 2014. This assumes that 20% of the online female population will also become attracted to your sites. Overall, this arm of our strategy adds 488 million to the value of your company, but it has the potential to generate even greater returns in the future. So, to sum up, we have looked at the valuation of your company, which is at 11.6 billion, and through the two arms of our strategy, which are places and people, this will add 51% to your company and bring your valuation to 17.6 billion. And that's the run-through of the financials, and I'll now pass you on to Kate for implementation details.
The first part of our implementation is places. This involves expanding existing and successful SCM models to new markets. Using the criteria that Luke has outlined, we have identified 2 countries for you to expand into immediately: Russia and Hungary. We recommend that you implement the InfoJobs, Fin and Blockit models in both of these countries. I would like to highlight the Russian expansion. In the short term, you need to conduct local market research. We suggest you partner with the Russian Public Opinion Research Center to gain insight into the wants and needs of the Russian internet user. Furthermore, you need to make contacts with Russian real estate agents, automobile providers, and recruiters in the 5 key largest cities in Russia. In the midterm, you need to create a rollout team of 20 people, 10 devoted to the implementation of Fin, 5 to Blockit, and 5 to InfoJobs. We recommend that you market these sites through 2 key media channels: the Russian national television networks RTR and Channel 1, and the 2 largest national daily newspapers in Russia, in both their online and print formats. The second part of our strategy is people. This has 3 parts. Firstly, research squad. Secondly, new sites. And thirdly, adding new features to existing sites. Firstly, addressing Research Squad. This is a centralised team of 10 people. Members will be a mixture of market research analysts to track trends and identify innovations that you could apply to new markets, and web designers and computer programmers to replicate these innovations and also to innovate themselves. This team will coordinate with digital communications consultancies and market media researcher AC Nielsen to keep up to date with the latest trends. Highlighting developments in the United Kingdom, you need to partner with Better Bunny, a group of 800 student testers who explore and examine cutting-edge online media innovations before they reach the mainstream. Two key markets to focus sourcing developments from are Asia and North America. The second part of this arm of our strategy is new sites. There are 3 new sites we want you to create. Firstly, a student central site. Secondly, a female focus site. And you should look to create a price buy site in the near future. I would like to highlight the student site. This will be a platform joining buyers and sellers in the areas of student accommodation, student jobs, cheap cars, and second-hand textbooks. There will also be a general forum area where students can post concerns, queries and advice about student life, as well as a section on CVs. We recommend that you take the student model initially to the 6 countries listed. In the short term, you need to create teams of 5 people to connect with local universities in order to get them to promote your site to their students, and also local student employers to get them to list their jobs on your website. We have identified 2 universities in each target country that are key partners. In each of these universities, an SCM representative will visit weekly for a period of a month to promote your site and lectures. We also recommend that you advertise weekly in the student magazines and student radio shows of these universities for a period of 6 months. Finally, we recommend that you advertise on any social networking site where students have a presence. Highlighting Spain, you should post advertising on www.estudiant.es, which is a key social networking site focusing on university students and high school students. The third part of this arm of our strategy is new features to enhance user experience on your existing sites. There are 3 we would like you to create: My Page, General EU Inquiries, and the forum setup. I would like to highlight My Page. My Page is a feature that will be added to your existing Blockit and FinNet models that allows users to create a personal profile page. On this page, users can register categories in which they are particularly interested in. For example, second-hand designer shoes. When any new listings in the second-hand designer shoes category come up, they will be posted on the user's My Page. The time frame for this to be set up is 3 months. That was a walkthrough of the implementation of our strategy, Race to the Top. I will now pass you to Luke to address the risks our proposed strategy poses.
Thank you, Kate. We've identified some risks associated with the strategy we've